likely is that? How likely is a 25% single session move out of ETH? I think that is very unlikely. That's like a five sigma move, extremely unlikely. So that allows me to sleep at night. So, Dan, just to answer your question, where would I say, hey, you know what? I want to change my bias and I want to be long now. ETH would need to reclaim trendline support, and with some legs, it would need to continue. There would need to be continuation, and we would need to see ETH close above the 200-day moving average. And both of those things are well away from where ETH is trading right now at 27.57. So in addition to that, I would really like to see Bitcoin, put in some type of a capitulation bottom. And I'm not convinced that the bottom is in yet for BTC. This level of resistance right here, notice this was long-term support, that level of trendline support. And when it broke, it became resistance. And look at where Bitcoin found resistance over the weekend, at trendline resistance. Amazing, beautiful retest of resistance and rejected. So, Bitcoin hanging out here in no man's land, just above 80K, long-term, like real support comes in at 75K. Now, there's no reason why Bitcoin just needs to move directly to 75K. If the S&P and the NASDAQ are able to, maybe they don't need to print fresh all-time highs, but at least not roll over. And honestly, the more important of the indices to watch, I think, is probably the Russell, or you could watch a basket of non-profitable tech if you're trying to get a read on what Bitcoin could be likely to do. Because Bitcoin and the NASDAQ, although they are positively correlated, I think Bitcoin's a little bit more positively correlated with non-profitable tech and the Russell, more interest rate sensitive equity items. So with the Russell bouncing, but starting to give back some of it, I would watch this closely. But I think Bitcoin front runs the equity moves. So Bitcoin will be the first mover. If you're looking for some confirmation, maybe you watch the Russell too. So for right now, Dan, I think, we're a little ways away from me really wanting to, start to have a long bias. For right now, I am very comfortable, maintaining negative deltas in that DeFi synthetic short call.
Yeah,
So
I like that what you're doing because I've been doing similar stuff, but I once it starts rallying, I unhook my hedge and then I put it back on and I'm just screwing around, right? And guessing what's going on, right? So I
yeah,
like your bias is, hey, we're in the near future, we're short term, and so just leave it on so then you don't have to worry about it kind of thing. So I like your
exactly.